Hello everyone. I happen to have quite a successful GPT within the practitioner base that I operate in. We write SQL on a particular platform, and what I created a GPT called AEP SQL Babelfish, and as you can see here, it's been quite successful. It's had over 1,000 chats. It got mentioned on LinkedIn, and it went a bit nuts because it's an extremely useful tool. It's essentially a way of sharing my SQL bank that I've got without revealing any customer information. However, this video is not about that. This video is about how I managed to get analytics into it. I'm an analytics guy, Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, and Customer Journey Analytics implementation engineer. And I fought to get analytics in here. I'm just going to take you through the demo because it took me a while to figure it out. Things are rapidly moving at the moment. It's November 2025. All the documentation's out of date, and some real head scratching going on. It permits Google Analytics photo tracking or Adobe Analytics or indeed any system that you would wish to connect it through. I've got it running through make.com, previously known as Integromat, through an API. So I'm going to take you through how it's actually built. Okay, this is the one over here, just my testing one. So when you build a GPT, you get two areas. You get the instructions area, all right, and then you get the lower down, you get this actions area. Okay, most of the documentation out there on the web is for Zapier. But I've managed to adapt it to get it to work with make.com as I prefer. I prefer their charging model. All right. So you're going to need a GPT, which obviously needs the premium plan, and then I'll show you how this works, and I will share the contents of it. First thing you need to do is you need to hop on over to make.com, and I've got it running into Google Sheets at the moment. You need to create a webhook, all right? So we've got a webhook over here, got this ID, all right? And I've got it linking into Sheets, all right? And then I've got a payload here, email. This is all the analytics goodness that I get. I get email, session ID, the model version used, the channel, locale, use case, GPT name, and message count, okay? And from here, theoretically, you could send it off. You could send it off to Google Analytics or any other system there by adding it in. It's just for those familiar with APIs, you will know how it works. All right. So we've got the API key in here, and then we've got the mapping section over here. All right. Take you over into the GPT. First of all, we had to get the instructions going. All right. So essentially, this is paving the way towards sort of light monetization. I don't think anybody's really making money out of GPTs these days, but it's good to show my prowess within the community. All right, and use my profile as a competent developer, which is what I'm looking to do. So I've got this whole section now. So do many iterations to get it correct. Okay. So it's saying no. So first of all, it asks for the user's email, and it will not allow them to use the GPT unless they provide their email. You could easily in that step provide it with a hook into sort of Stripe or something like that to see have this user got a subscription. All right, but I didn't do that. I simply just asked them for the email. All right, and it says ask user for their email. No extra text, no fluff, no mention of consent, not this bit here. Analytics, after a valid email is given, immediately prepare to call the action. Don't ask the user for consent manually. The action call will automatically trigger system permission dialog because x-openai-isConsequential is true. That took me ages to figure out. Okay, and then they've got all the text down here, what it does, right? So, and then you've got over here, you've got the crucial schema in OpenAI version, which I just typed in here manually. All right, I'm just going to give you a little demonstration of how it works. right, so it comes up with this dialog, calls the endpoint, sends the data. It's basically just your standard JSON format with all the analytics goodness. Confirm that, and hey presto, it will appear over here. Okay. And that is more or less it. I'm going to put this in the comment section on the video there. Took me a very long time to figure out, so I'm sure it's useful for somebody. I'll look at little comments. I didn't use authentication with this method. It's not authenticated API. Note that this here sometimes needs rotating. This is the schema mapping out all the goodness. All right. You must have a privacy policy, which is mandatory if it's going to be public. And I've got this test function over here. All right. And then you can simply update it to push it into the outside world. Okay. Go back into the interface, and then we get the number of chats that it's used. Which, you know, this is my successful one over here. I mean, it's telling me it's 1,000 chats isn't actually useful. So there you go. But that's all from me. Thank you very much.